So we all must know by now after watching this channel that I'm a pretty average player. I'm not the best player in the game. I'm nowhere near close to being the best player in the game. But I can do really well if I have the correct guns in my hands. And that is what this video is all about. I pretty much carried my team to a win in this gameplay here. And that is because I was using some of the best guns in the game. And this is broken down into two different class setups. So the first is the C58, as you can see me beam this guy with right now. And the other is the KRIG, and I do use two different SMGs as well. If you enjoy gameplay videos like this, don't forget to sub to the channel as we're trying to reach a goal of 1,000 subscribers. And click that link in the description down below and subscribe to our main channel as well. We do post stats content over there. And these are by far and away the best two AR SMG combo loadouts inside Warzone, especially if you're playing Verdansk. But like I said, when it comes to the C58, if you land a single headshot, you're going to do really well with this gun because you do get a pretty insane TTK. Then you've got the MAC 10, which does have a pretty fast TTK, providing you get past that open bolt delay. So if you're already pre-firing, you're going to get some super fast TTKs, but you need to sometimes include that open bolt delay depending on the kind of gunfight you're in. As you can see, after we killed that guy, we were trying to find where his teammate went, and this guy actually went pretty far. He actually went all the way into this building right here. So I popped a dead silence because I did hear some footsteps in here, and he actually managed to do some decent damage on me, so I didn't want to completely do that kill. My teammate actually managed to pick it up, but it actually turns out there was a whole nother guy here. I'm not too sure if his teammate landed back in or what happened exactly. But once we killed this guy, I was still hearing more footsteps, and part of me thought it was my teammate's footsteps, but it sounded like metal footsteps. And this is a quick jump spot you can do on this rooftop, and this guy right here was on the roof. Managed to pick him up and kill him very easily with the MAC 10, as you can see right there. Cutting straight into more action now, we've got a team that's below us, and they were on the roof of train station earlier on. That's why we know where they are. But they're actually fighting someone downstairs, as you can hear the gunshots earlier on, and this pile of loot that's sitting right there. So we definitely know someone's down there. That's why I'm keeping my crosshairs down at the ground, and this is why the C58 just does tons of damage. I shot that guy like 2 bullets, and it just absolutely destroyed his armor plates, because the C58 is an absolutely insanely good gun. But now I'm popping my dead silence and choosing a different angle, because they will be expecting me to jump down that side where I shot them from initially, because that guy would have got damage indicators, and as you can see, that is exactly where they're looking. So I came from a different angle where they weren't looking, and now I'm just pre-firing because I need to kill this guy, because my teammate was still on the rooftop there, and I managed to clean them up pretty easily. They weren't really the best of players. I think if they were slightly better, they would have started moving a bit earlier on. Now this part was pretty tough, and thinking back at it, at this point I said to my teammate that we should take the vehicle and rotate out of here. Now, I'm not a huge fan of driving vehicles, and neither is my teammate, so we decided not to do that, which in hindsight now we should have definitely taken the vehicle and gotten out of here, because this gunfight right here was probably one of the hardest gunfights I had to do. Now, the players I was shooting against were not actually that skilled, but neither is my teammate. He's not really the best at the game. I'm probably like one of the highest KD guys in this lobby, to be completely honest. And I'm trying to kill this guy. I put the cluster strike down to cause a distraction. And it turns out there's actually 2 separate teams here. But I'm rotating far right this time round because I don't want these guys to know I'm running directly straight at them, of course. And I managed to spot a couple of guys running to the right here. I down this guy pretty easily, then I'm trying to kill his teammate. And again, I do a bit of damage to him, and in hindsight, I should have pushed this, but I didn't have a stun or a grenade, which I would have loved to have in that gunfight, because then I could have grenaded and then pushed it forward. And that is the reason why sometimes it's not the best thing to run throwing knives. I can't get my down or anything, and they self-res, and this guy actually snipes me straight in the head. I didn't even know where his glint was at all, so I just got fried. But we do win our gulags, which is great, and now we're looking for some more kills, trying to get some guns now because I've just landed back in after gulag. I've got this ground loot MAC 10, which isn't a bad gun, but this MP5 loadout is definitely a slightly better weapon there. And I also got an armor satchel out of it as well. I didn't want to waste too much time looking at the guns to see if there was a long range gun there as well, which probably would have been a bit handy, but I don't want to waste too much time because I know there's people trying to rotate out of this gas right here. I see these guys. These were the guys on the shop buying their teammates back. I killed this guy with a ground loot KRIG, and the KRIG is one of my favorite weapons in the game. And this brings me on to the second loadout that I need to talk to you about, and that is the KRIG with the BULLFROG. Now, I fry this guy with the MP5. I honestly thought I was going to lose this gunfight because he had a bit of cover there, but luckily I was able to finish him off. And I missed the golden gas mask, but I do come back and get it. But I know this helicopter is trying to land here. I thought originally he was trying to buy his teammate back from the shop, and that's why I'm trying to use this airstrike, and it's glitched. I was going to use the airstrike to basically destroy his helicopter and not allow him to move away from the situation, because then I could kill him pretty easily. And this guy actually ends up being a bit of an issue later on in this game. But just because I couldn't use the airstrike, we end up struggling here. So I get the golden gas mask, and now I take these two weapons right here, which is the BULLFROG and the KRIG. Now, I love the KRIG and the BULLFROG combo. I have a loadout for it myself. Clearly, this guy made up a loadout for it himself as well, but I've stolen his guns right here. And because the way the meta is at the moment, it's all about choosing the weapons you're comfortable with at the moment, because all the guns are pretty good now, and that is why I use my ghost loadout, because I'm quite happy with these two guns. I get fully loaded on both weapons. That's the way I've set up my ghost class. I get ghost, and I get my perks, of course. And my teammate goes down here, and that's why I'm rushing straight into cover. I don't want to stick around too long. I do put this airstrike down because I'm trying to protect my teammate to see if he can maybe crawl back to me or something. But thinking back at it, it was a dumb decision to put this airstrike down a bit too early. There was no reason for that. I started getting shot in the back here, and I did think I was going to die here, but I managed to play it up. And luckily I had an armor plate box as well, and I do have the golden gas mask that I went back to get as well. So now I realize there's a lot going on, and I just want to take some time to figure out what my next plan is. There's a team inside the fire station building. There was a team shooting at my teammate that was on that rooftop. There's a guy that's currently pushing me now as well. And I honestly thought those two guys here, but I killed this guy pretty easily, and I also get some assist from the guys in fire station. But as you can see, I took some shots, I slid straight into the cover, then I went back to try and challenge this guy. And there was a guy right here. I'm not really too sure where he went after that. I'm pretty sure he's probably hiding behind that cover. And now I look outside the next door, and I see this guy right in front of me, and this is clearly the guy that was behind that cover initially. I don't really want to challenge this guy because I still think there's a team inside fire station. I'm going to wait and now use my golden gas mask to take some damage because it's the only option I have. Otherwise, I'll get absolutely fried by anyone that's inside fire station still waiting. And that's why I take a slightly longer way out. I do know I have the golden gas mask here. So I'm trying to make full use of that. I don't want to use it all up, obviously, in case I need it at the end game. I fried this guy pretty easily. I don't think he had a clue what was going on. Plus, he didn't have much health. And now the fire station guys are wanting to beam at me as I expected. So now I'm just keeping it moving. I stay inside the gas a little bit longer, and I buy my teammate back because I've got the cash and I'm right at a buy station. So again, it's good just to take a second to think about what you're going to do next. And that's what I'm doing right here. I'm still peeking around though, but I'm just thinking about what my next move is. I want to not put myself in a bad situation here, so I'm just using as much cover as I can. And I'm just taking my time here now because I've got a golden gas mask. I've only got 2 clicks left on it though. And the idea now is to get as much information as possible now. Luckily, my teammate stayed in the air and he's pinging different situations. He's not very skilled though, so he doesn't really know what is going on completely 100%. So I can't really trust his pings 100%. But it gives me a rough idea where players are. I did see people shooting him. And he does go down, obviously, which is not very good. And now I'm just using this cover. I'm covering myself from the left-hand side in case this player's there. And there's a guy right in front of me down below that's moving. And luckily I spot this guy because he's being an absolute rat and just camping on the rocks like I want to do. And now, like I said, I'm taking my time here. I don't want to rush any kills that I don't have to. There's no need. There's a gunfight going on to my right. Aim assist definitely took a while to kick in with this guy right here. I beamed this guy as well. So now I've got a guy down, a guy finished. There's one guy left. I'm very happy with the guns I have. I'm very confident now I could win this. So I'm just trying to finish this guy off. And if the guy was to my left somewhere, I'd be able to fry him very easily. But he's actually gliding in, and it's that guy's teammate, I think, maybe. And I managed to fry him because he had no guns, of course. And that was it. So here are my 2 favorite loadouts to use currently inside Warzone, and I believe these to be the best 2 loadouts if you're trying to get an assault rifle SMG combo, especially if you're playing solo duos, solo trios, solo quads, or if you're just playing quads and trios in general. These loadouts are going to give you some great damage per mag options. They're also going to give you a good TTK, and you're going to be able to shoot very straight with them, which gives you closer to that theoretical TTK as possible with both of these loadouts. Now, these are exactly the loadouts I use inside Warzone. So first, I'm actually going to start off with the kind of faster TTK loadout. So if I'm looking for a slightly faster TTK and I want to be able to kill people a little bit quicker than usual, I would use the C58 and the MAC 10 combo. And with the C58, if you land a single headshot, you will reduce the TTK on this gun significantly, and that's why it feels like it kills really quick still, is because you can still land that headshot and get a fast TTK. And with the class setup, you do want to use the agency suppressor, the task force barrel, the field agent foregrip, the 45 round mags, because this gives you a slightly faster ADS than the 55 round mags, although with the 55 round mags you do get slightly better damage per mag. But if you're used to using guns like the amax, for example, the 45 is more than enough. And then I do use the axial 3x optic on this gun as well. Then we have the Mac 10, and for the Mac 10, this is pretty much the standard build for the Mac 10 overall. Some people do switch out the Serpent Grip for a Tiger Team Spotlight, but to be completely honest, I've been preferring the Serpent Grip recently, and that's just for the faster ADS time, because I do usually ADS a lot more with the Cold War SMGs than I would if it was a Modern Warfare SMG, because they don't have as good hipfire accuracy. So I've been choosing the Serpent Grip instead, but like I said, both are great options when it comes to the attachments. But the main attachments you definitely need is that Task Force barrel, because it gives you faster strafing speeds, and also the Raider stock, because it also gives you faster strafing speed. So that is the main focus for the Mac 10 build, is those two attachments there, and the rest is pretty much common sense. Now the next loadout is the one that I use when I'm trying to sweat out as many games as possible and do really well, and that is the KRIG as well as the BULLFROG. Now the BULLFROG does not have the best TTK when it comes to SMGs inside Warzone, but it does have a lot of other things going for it. And the KRIG is also a really great weapon, and it did get a bit of a nerf, but even at that, it's still a high performer inside Warzone. So for the class setup for the KRIG, you do want to use the agency suppressor for the sound suppression and the damage range. You want the mil-spec barrel because this is the best barrel for the KRIG. You can go for the Ranger if you want a slightly faster ADS time, but you're going to be mainly using this at long range, of course. Then I use the field agent foregrip, the 60 round Stanag mags because it doesn't hurt your ADS as much, and then the axial 3x optic once again. Then you do want to go for the BULLFROG. Now, I think the BULLFROG is one of the best SMGs inside Warzone right now. It doesn't output like a fast TTK or anything like that, but you'll be landing every single shot with this gun, plus you get some insane strafe speeds, very similar to the Mac 10. Now, it's not quite as good as the Mac 10 when it comes to strafing speeds, but it does shoot a lot straighter than the Mac 10, so you'll be landing way more shots. So you do want to use the GRU suppressor for the sound suppression of the damage range, the Task Force barrel, again for that strafe speed. Again, you do want to choose the last stock, which is the faster strafing stock, which is the skeletal stock in this case. Then again, like I said, I was using the Serpent Wrap, but you can go for that Tiger Team Spotlight again. And then I was using the 65 round mags, and this is probably one of the main reasons why the BULLFROG is so good inside Warzone, is because you've got such a high magazine option here with this gun. You've even got 85 round mags, which is absolutely insane. But the 65 is more than enough, even in quads. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more class setup videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel as we try to reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers, and also click that link in the description down below and subscribe to our main channel. We do post stats content over there as well, and thank you very much for watching.